Father and son.
Father and son.
Oh, father and son. Oh, father and son. Review it all. That was nice. That was beautiful.
Harmonic.
I know. It was very nice. Very well done. So what are we going to talk about now?
Well, today we're doing a one of 3-part series. It's about our most recent trip to...
We went to GRACELAND. We went down to Memphis to see the home of the king of rock and roll,
ELVIS Presley.
And I got to say, I've never been down there before. I've always wanted to see it. It's well worth it as far as I'm concerned. There's many different things to see there, and it seems a little pricey. It was the little trip that we took was $65 per person, but compared to what you saw, the $65 per person was no big deal.
Other than me.
What did you cost?
It was like half the price.
Was it?
Yeah.
For the whole GRACELAND?
Yeah.
Anyways, it was, it seemed pricey at first, but we were there all day. It was an amazing trip. So we're going to talk in this first of 3 episodes. That's one of 3, which is now. I don't know what that meant. But anyways, it's number 1 of 3. So we went to GRACELAND. That's what we're going to talk about first. Going into Elvis's house and the property.
Yes.
He's got 13 acres of property. And his house itself, although it was big, it wasn't nearly as big as you think it might be. Would you like to elaborate on that?
It was, you'd think it'd be, because of all his money, this great big thing. But it was actually relatively small, considering.
Yeah, it was reasonably sized. I mean, you're not allowed to go in the upstairs for various reasons.
Yeah, because no one was allowed in
They don't let anybody in Elvis's room, so you're not allowed to go in there, which is fine. I mean, what you got to see was plenty.
Yeah, you
go in the basement. Yep, respecting his wishes. Nobody goes in there. So, plus, I think they said the family still stays in there. His remaining family members, Lisa Marie, whatever, they still stay there when they come to town. So they're keeping that as a private residence, as far as I can tell, and for other reasons too, but whatever. So we went into the basement. You get to go walk around the whole first floor, and they give you little iPads and headphones to take a little tour.
Yep.
That's hosted by John Stamos, and he ushers you along through the whole thing.
Mine died before the end, so I didn't get to hear the entire thing.
Yeah, it's fine. It was a nice little feature. But I'll tell you, I got to admit, I had a great time with it. I'd never been down to Tennessee, and Tennessee was great, too. I loved all of Tennessee that we saw. But Elvis's house, in particular, it was just cool to be able to be in the place that he lived and knew that he spent a lot of time there, walking around the place and doing it. It was 13 acres. There's stables there. He had his racquetball court. You got to go through that.
There were some horses, actually.
Yeah, they keep horses there. They keep them there on property. His pool was in the back, which that was surprisingly small too.
Yeah, it looked like a kidney bean. It could probably fit in this room.
Well, people at home watching this aren't going to know how big this room is.
Well,
but as far as pools go, what you would expect him to have, it wasn't that big, but it was a nice pool. Very nice, and his property in general was beautiful. What in the house did you like the most?
Jungle room, basement, and mirror staircase.
Yeah, the basement was really cool. He had his pool billiard room down there, and there was material on the ceilings, and it was very busy. The thing that's really interesting and what people might not realize is that when he died in August 16th, 1977, they left the contents of the house exactly the way it is, so nothing's going to get changed. So it's frozen in 1977.
Yeah. So
if it was state-of-the-art or in fashion in the 70s, it's still there. And it's very cool to see some of the things. The interesting thing is some of what he had in the house, like mirrors on the walls and wood paneling and that, we used to have in our house. As a matter of fact, some of the mirror in his dining room was the same exact mirror that we had. So Elvis lived like we did. So he copied us.
With a lot more money.
Well, yeah, of course he did. But anyways, it was cool to see that he had a lot of the same things that we would have had in the 70s that were popular. The gaudy furniture and all that sort of stuff. And
the jungle room was absolutely amazing.
The jungle room was cool, and the interesting thing about the furniture was I thought it was something custom made, and it turned out it wasn't. It was something that he was able to purchase locally. And I thought that was interesting. It's very big and knotty looking and crazy jungle animals and that. And he had green shag carpet on the ceiling. It was pretty wild.
Remember the monkey statue?
Yeah, he had crazy monkey statues all over.
Go look that up. Go look up.
I find it
Graceland
interesting. I
monkey
gotta take
statue.
these off. They keep sliding off my face.
They keep sliding off my face too. But
well,
I'm
then take them off.
No, I'm being authentic.
Oh, you're being authentic. You're being cool still. He's gonna be cool. I'm just gonna be uncool. But you get to see the house in general was awesome. The carpet in the kitchen. You know, the carpeting all throughout the kitchen. Very dark kitchen too, wasn't it?
It was.
It was, but it was neat. He had a little, well, not so secret staircase, but he had a little staircase that went from his bedroom right down into the kitchen. I'm telling you, it was a fantastic place to go visit, and if you ever get a chance to go there, do it. Was there anything about Elvis that you learned from going through Graceland?
That what you said earlier. He lived like us. Well, not like us now, but us. 50, how many years ago?
40 years ago.
Yeah,
I mean, his house was big and it was extravagant, but a lot of his furnishings you could buy at other places.
Yeah.
And he did have custom-made stuff, the pecan glass, yeah. Peacock glass. Yeah, pecan. Going back to one of our other reviews.
We've done that twice now with that one.
But he's had, well, classics never die.
Yeah.
But he had these stained glass peacock windows made. It was really cool. I mean, some great stuff, and those were like $8,000 or $10,000 at the time.
Yeah.
So obviously we didn't have something like that, but the house was pretty cool. And they said he the 20 years he was living there, he remodeled it I think 6 times and redid it. And he was planning to do it, I believe, a 7th. And they had the furniture there that he didn't get to actually set up. Remember the gold couch with the gold and the red on it? Do you remember that?
No, I do not
no,
remember
well,
that
there was.
particular
I guess they were
furniture.
planning on doing it, and he died before they could do it. But I just thought it was really amazing. There's a whole hall in there where you can see like birth records and other family members and just all kinds of interesting information. And he truly was the king of rock and roll. I'm a huge music fan, and I'm a big Kiss fan, original Kiss fan of the original group, and Queen fan. I like all these types of different groups or whatever. But Elvis is the king. Without him, none of that stuff would have happened.
Elvis was the base for all this other stuff.
It really was. And there's very few people that you can't dispute it. I mean, you can try, but you can't.
Yeah.
You know, because he really was that key, that linchpin that made everything else happen. And just to see his home and how he lived, and it was pretty cool. And again, he spent a lot of time in that house. And I guess they said he would actually take his horses and ride down to the front gate and meet fans and sign autographs. There's a video of him doing that.
Remember the Grassmobiles?
Oh, yeah, he had all kinds of crazy vehicles.
We should talk about that in the next
go ahead.
one.
All right, we'll talk about that in the next
one. That's more
when
relevant
we talk about the other thing.
The other one.
But it was a great trip. There's not much to really give away. I mean, you can go online and see a lot of this stuff, but to actually be in his house and just the way it was when he died. The man lived there. He died there. He died upstairs in the bathroom, apparently. He had a big fancy bathroom, and that's where apparently he had his heart attack and died. Unless you think he's still alive, which he might still be.
Don't you know he died fighting a mummy?
Well, that's true. If you ever saw the movie Bubba Hotep, Elvis actually made it into his 60s and fought a mummy with JFK. And they took care of it. So
it's a great movie.
Alternate, maybe that's really what happened to Elvis. I don't know.
No, that's not a movie. That's a documentary.
Is it a documentary?
It's a documentary.
Bubba Hotep. You want to go check that out. But get back on Elvis in the house. What do you think of the Tranquility Garden? Now that's where he's buried, and his parents are buried, and the grandmother is buried there too.
She lived the longest out of all.
She did. She outlived everybody. And then they have a little marker to his twin brother who died at birth. It was Jesse Garon Presley. So why they don't have his actual remains there, I don't know. I've not looked into that, nor was I able to contact anybody, really, But nobody seems to really know. I don't know. Somebody in regards to the estate. But I want to know if they were going to bring his brother's remains there. If they even know where they are, I don't know. But that was there. It was beautiful. Beautiful property. I said 13 acres he had. And there's all kinds of things to see there. We went through, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours to go through the house. You could take longer if you want to sit and read everything, which they kind of usher you through the house.
Yeah.
So, whatever. I would love to go back. I really would love to go back and see more of it, or just take more time to view everything. But it was a fantastic trip.
Amazing.
I'll show you some more stuff. I purchased a few things, and we'll show you in the next couple of videos.
Yes.
But for Father and Son Review It All, I'm Big Chris.
And I'm Little Chris, and
have good YouTube.